Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and thank you to Orlando and Mike for requesting that opening to tonight's live stream. That was my song called Running Blind, which you can get over at wingsofpegasus.com/music. And I can see that Mike donated $20 as well, so thank you for that, Mike, and for requesting that opening. And the message was, broke open my Learn file this afternoon and watched a bunch of social justice songs. Thanks for the request. So thank you everyone for joining me. Let me get you guys up on screen. And in the live chat room tonight we have Shawnee Key and Renee and Jennifer and Constantia and Maria, Pamela, Billy, Lucy's about to go through as well, Dan R and Carl and Lauren. I'm going a little bit further down the list here that's not showing up yet, but Beverly's in there as well, and Lisa. So hello guys, thank you for joining me tonight, and let me get the names of my patrons up on screen as always, because they make everything possible here on the channel, every single video that I do, and every single idea that I have for the future, and then can see through in order to get that going on the channel as well. Like Under the Spotlight, for example, just one of those, which is something that we've been doing. We actually did 2 this month, and I have started a playlist even though there's only 2 of them on there, so that'll be a playlist that I'll be adding to as we go along. But we did have James, which was the featured video on Sunday, and that's James Bell. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out if you do get a chance. But we will be adding more of those to the playlist vault, so just a couple at the moment. And I guess the big news is, I mentioned this on Patreon last night, that I was talking with Steve Stevens, and he said that he's up for doing one as well in the future for going under the spotlight. So that's going to be really interesting to get Steve on the show, and it's really cool as well. And if you don't know Steve, then you probably know Billy Idol. He's the guitarist for and with Billy Idol, songwriter as well. So yeah, that'd be really cool to get Steve on the channel in the future. But we have Taj coming on, Taj Farrant, on the 6th of June. So that'll be the next one. But make sure that you check out the ones that we've done previously. Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult, and also James Bell, who was this Sunday's one, which you've got to watch if you haven't seen it, because James is just a fantastic all-round musician, but just an amazing guitarist as well. So thank you, Orlando, for that donation for $5, saying thank you for playing Running Blind. You rock, Philip, with lots of rock horns. So thank you for that, Orlando. And I know that there were a couple of donations, I think one from Orlando that came in before we started, and it was a $2 donation. Thank you for that again, Orlando. The message was, despite the likes, on we go with lots of thumbs up. So I can see that Ginny donated as well for $10. Thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, please don't take this the wrong way. What young musicians do you wish you could have played as well as when you were their age? Thanks, favourite drummer? ? So thank you for that, and maybe a favourite drummer. Well, that's thanks. Who is your favourite drummer? I would probably have to say, well, the first drummer that I properly listened to is Mitch Mitchell. So I'll throw his name in there, but there are so many top level drummers. It just so happened that I was very much into Jimi Hendrix, and that was the whole reason that I started playing the guitar. So the first drums that I really listened out for, and the way that Mitch played the drums was so unique. So just listening to some of Jimi Hendrix's songs, where it's just not straight. It's not just a standard foot pedal. It's not standard rhythm going on there. It's so much in the playing from Mitch in Jimi Hendrix's compositions, and definitely worth just listening to his drumming. I know that Jimi Hendrix's playing is just something that will take center stage and take all of your attention, but then listen in or listen out for that rhythm section as well. But anyway, thank you for that, Ginny. And in terms of a young musician do you wish you could have played as well as when you were their age, I don't think I've ever seen a younger musician or a young musician, and there's loads of them on YouTube, and thought, oh, I wish I was that good when I was that age. Because when you play guitar and when you make any kind of music, and that is your passion, I think you pretty much go in your own direction, and it's not something that you can measure when you're playing the guitar. So what I mean by that is that if you are an athlete, for example, and you know that the time to beat in a particular race, say that you're at school or you're even older, and you know that the time you've got to beat is 10.26 seconds in the 100 meters, then you've got to train to get to 10.26 seconds, or at least to beat that. So you've got a target, and that's what you work towards, and that is your value of best, or being the best time possible. But when you're playing guitar, there's no way, and with any music, there's no way to measure the best. So when I was growing up and learning to play the guitar, and even now thinking back, I think if I played guitar like any other young kid, or say a prodigy at guitar, would I have got into singing? Would I have got into composing and writing songs? Would I have got into writing lyrics? I don't think if you're really focused on an instrument, a lot of players just stick with that and continue with that their whole life and then don't learn to sing, for example. So I think my journey would have been different, and as I've said before, I wouldn't change the journey that I've been on and where I've ended up now. I've got no regrets about it at all. So I don't think there's any one player that's very young that I think, oh, I wish I could play or could play exactly like them when I was their age, because then I wouldn't be me. So it would just not mean that I could make the music that I do now and play the way that I do now, because I've just taken on my own influences. I think it's the same for most guitarists. When you're young, you look up to guitarists who are older, but you never really look back and think, oh, I wish I was as good as that kid or this kid now. I don't think you ever look back, because it depends on your view of playing the guitar and your own artistry, and whether you're a musician yourself or a full-time musician. I think that people who do it for a living have found their own, not niche, but they've found their own road, and they're just traveling down it. And you can look at other people on their separate roads, but you never really want to jump over and start copying somebody else's sound and the way that they play and the way that they sing and all those kind of things. It's good to take influences, but just go in your own direction. So it's something that I've never thought about, thinking about, or when I see a guitarist who's very young, thinking, oh, I wish I would have been good at that technique or those techniques when I was their age. And I think as you do grow older, you just work on the techniques that you need in order to get your point across and your personality and your expression across through that guitar. And those are just the techniques that you work on. I know that a lot of people, very technically minded guitarists, do work on lots and lots and lots of different techniques. But I think if you write songs and if you sing, I was very much the approach, or had the approach of playing guitar in order to sing through the guitar, because I couldn't sing, but then I kind of learned to sing later on. So that was my focus, was singing through the guitar, and I didn't have lines in my head that happened really quickly, and I don't think anybody really does. You can't sing an arpeggio really quickly in your head, 15 to 20 notes per second. You can't think of notes that quickly. So for me, I never had that thought process of just learning notes that are going to be subconscious. I always consciously was singing and trying to do that same line that I could think of through the guitar. But anyway, thank you for that, Ginny, for the question, and also for the other donations that have come in from Dan R, which was for $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, hello Phil, a question for beginner guitar players. I asked you tell me a bit about guitar tabs. Do you like them? Did you have your students use them? So thank you for that, Dan. And this is something that I was gonna bring up on the live stream, because I got a notification earlier, and my phone and my tablet, as you can probably imagine, is awash with notifications, but I just so happened to be on my computer when this one was at the top of the list, and I think it was Dan's post over on Facebook about tabs, and I've got my guitar plugged in, so I might be able to grab it. And let me see if I can get this on screen, because this is something that I haven't yet done before, trying to get a page that is from a different website up on here. But I think this was from Dan's post. Right, let's get the background up on screen. And I'm going to steal the roulette capture screen to see if I can grab it. Right, So now you should be seeing a picture on screen, and I think this was Dan's post just asking about, and I think there were some answers about, this is Guitar Tab, by the way, a really simple way, and a simple way of reading music, or reading how to play the guitar, and this is what Dan was commenting on. We've got the 0 or the O. Technically it's a 0 that you can see on the D string. By the way, the letters on the left hand side of this little diagram, I wonder if you can see my arrow on the screen. There we go. So we've got the strings here. These are the guitar strings. If you don't play guitar, I'm going to try and explain it so that you can understand it as well. And imagine that this is a string. These are the strings of your guitar, and the numbers, technically this is a 0, but it can be described as being an O for open, and a 0 or an open means that you don't have anything on the string and you just hit it as it is and don't put your finger on it. And when you've got a number 2, that means that you put a finger on the 2nd fret of that string. So it means that on the G string you've got a finger on the 2nd fret. And I'm not sure that we can quite see. Let me see if I can move this up a little bit so that you can see the hand at the top here. So you might be able to see up here, this is the 2nd fret. So he's holding down the 2nd fret of that G string. And on the B string, it means you want to have a finger on the 3rd fret. And then here, we've got a hammer on. This is what H stands for. So you've got the O or the 0, and then you hammer on to the 2nd fret. So if I was going to try and demonstrate that, and what I'll do, I'm going to have to move my chair and grab my guitar and hopefully not wreck everything while I do it. So if I'm reading what's on screen now, we have, and my guitar's a little bit out of tune. Hang on. Okay, it's a little bit better. So that is not, it's going to help you particularly. Let me get this off the screen so you guys can see actually what I'm doing on the guitar. And how am I going to work this out? Get rid of that. Okay, I'm going to have to sacrifice you guys in the live chat room, unfortunately, so that we can see what I'm doing with the left hand on the guitar. But here, this is my D shape, like that. And we had the open string, the D, and then by holding down this D, it means that my fingers are automatically where they need to be, except for that high E string, because that's going to be an open string with a hammer on, which is that, hammering on to that 2nd fret. But when you're picking through a chord, you have one number at a time going from left to right across your tab, which means that you pick them individually. Hammer on, and then the B, like that. So it's that. So that was what was written on the tab. If it was to play a chord, say for example a D sus2, or just a D to keep it simple, in order to do that, all of the numbers will be in a straight line, which means they're sounding at the same time, like that, rather than going, if for example you wanted to do an up and down, like that, with almost a little bit of Everybody Hurts here. But anyway, let's not start doing songs. I'll probably get a block on this live stream. So we've got the open D, and then the 2nd fret, so that'd be a 2, and then a 3, and then a 2, and then a back down to a 3, 2, 0, like that. I think there was a question in the post about why is there another 2 on that G string, and it's just because that, and it just means that you're picking the string again. If you just see a repeat of the numbers, just pick that string again, so that'd be 2nd fret there. But this is the thing that a lot of people get a little bit confused when they don't know the chord that it relates to, and this is where just knowing the shapes, obviously you need to know what a D chord is, but a D chord in tab would be, if I was picking through it, like that, it would be 0, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 0. So it'll look quite complicated, but all you're doing is just playing a D chord. And you don't want to be, or don't want to fall into the trap of playing, because you're reading tab, of going, and just put one finger on each of the notes. You want to try and know or see exactly what chord you're playing so that you can then apply that picking sequence, whatever the tab's telling you to do, to the chord without having to move around a lot. So anyway, hopefully that's explained it. So I think there were some answers on there. I didn't check any of the replies, but yeah, I think one of the questions was just what did the 0 or the O stand for, just open strings. So if I went like that, that'd just be lots of zeros or lots of O's in a line because I hit it all at the same time and I'm not holding down any frets. So this is why when I'm explaining in videos, more often than not, I tell you the fret rather than the actual note, because a lot of people who do read tab, and it's a lot easier for people that haven't learned the fretboard yet. If I say 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, and I say for example, a pull off from 7 to 5 with the 3rd finger down to 1st finger on the G string, like that. You don't need to know any of the notes in order to repeat what I'm playing. Just go to your 7th fret, pull off to the 1st finger on the 5th fret, and then you, on the G string, you should be playing exactly what I'm playing without having to get into the nitty gritty of notes and learning the whole fretboard. But anyway, Dan, thank you for that donation, and hopefully I just saw somebody saying background music, so I don't know whether the music was going on while I was playing that, but hopefully you guys can hear this. I don't know, I didn't really set it up with a mind to do like the live analysis videos that we do, but just something I wanted to point out. And I tell you what, something I might get into later is playing the backing to the Under the Spotlight, and maybe I'll do that in the future and remember to turn off the backing music if there was any backing music on there. So hopefully that has described it in a roundabout understandable way for you, Dan, and maybe everybody else can understand it a little bit. I'm just going to move forward a little bit because I have to move back to fit the guitar in. So thank you for that, Dan. And Orlando has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that. Let me get you guys up on screen again, by the way. There we have it. And Orlando, thank you for that $5 donation. The message is, I am at Applebee's Family Restaurant Bar watching New York Yankees baseball. I am watching your live stream though. Hi everyone, with lots of waves. So thank you for that again, Orlando. I'm sure everybody else is smiling and waving to you as well. And thank you for all of the donations tonight so far, everybody, but Orlando as well, who's been a multiple donator already. So I'm just going to jump over to that PayPal window as well, because there has been a little bit of action in there. And let me get that on screen for you guys, and also the whole percentage breakdown thing. So Lucy has donated £5 and 12 pence. Thank you for that, Lucy. And the message is, howdy Phil, fellow wingers and new wingers. Please spike the likes, y'all, so we can have a pick/t-shirt roulette next Tuesday for the Cross the Pond Fund. Getting closer, Phil Estival, Philipaloza, winger stock, or just to visit with some rock horns, a heart and peace. So thank you for that, Lucy, and a great idea. I haven't said that yet, to spike the likes. Hit that thumbs up if you do get a chance. It'll be much appreciated. We are aiming for a target that is way up there, and I think this is going to be one of those targets that's going to be very difficult to hit on a Tuesday, but we'll still keep trying our best to get up to 360 likes. So if you can hit that thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated. Where are we at the moment? We're at 141. So thank you to everyone who has hit that thumbs up so far. And if you haven't done it, now is a great time to do it. So thank you, Lucy, for that donation. And I'm just going to scroll up because I think there's been another one that has come in. And it is Lisa, who has donated £5. Thank you for that, Lisa. And the message is, here's something you might find amusing. For some reason, the iTunes on my phone thinks you are Josh Groban, where there should be a picture of Josh's All the Glitters album cover. There is now a picture of you. So thank you for that, Lisa, for the donation, and for that, I don't know why I'm infringing on another artist's album cover, but that's sometimes that kind of thing can happen. I remember actually on iTunes there was something that happened, and I had a similar thing where it was showing an artist that wasn't the artist that I was listening to, but obviously that kind of thing can happen. So it's not me, it's not my fault, it's iTunes. So thank you, Lisa, for letting me know about that. Right, looking into the future of this live stream, we're going to be having a look at some pictures later on. We don't have a pick roulette because we didn't reach that target last week, so we have to keep on hitting that thumbs up in order to get a pick roulette next week. But we do have a very special picture tonight. We're going to be taking a look at some custom footwear that Mary has uploaded and has sent to me, so we will be looking at that a little bit later on. But I think Mary's going to be one of those unique custom apparel clothing merchandise people. If that's, I don't think that term's quite going to catch on because it was a bit long, but you'll know what I'm talking about when I show the picture later on, and Mary knows what I'm talking about as well. So trying to describe it is very difficult in words without just saying what it is, but you guys can look forward to that. We have a few other pictures tonight, I think, as well, that we're going to be taking a look at. So we'll be filling in that time, and also, yeah, we might get the guitar out again and go through the backing track, or at least the chords that I put down for the Under the Spotlight solos. So you guys, if you do have guitars, or if you play piano, or you just want, if you play anything, you can just either jam over the top or play the chords in the background, record them. Actually, there is the backing track available over at wingsofpegasus.com/music. So you can head over there and get your hands on the actual backing track that is used in Under the Spotlight. So then you can jam over the top of it. If you do play lead guitar, or if you play any other instrument, you can just jam over the top. But I will go through those chords later on. If I remember, maybe you guys can give me a little bit of a reminder later on as to kind of going through those chords. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me tonight. And I'm just having a quick look into the live chat room. We've got Brooke and Lynn and Laurie moderating in there, and Christy and Maiden Girl 18 as well, Laurie and Mike as well, and Jennifer and Victor going through. Thank you for joining me, guys. Big shout out to the moderators as they go through that live chat room. You'll be able to see them. I think Carla and Neil are in there that I saw earlier, but Laurie will be in the house, I'm sure, somewhere as well. So big thank you to them, and their names are in blue and have a wrench next to their name, like Carla's name there. So they keep the live chat room just a very nice place to be. And thank you guys so much for all the work you do, not only on Tuesdays, but Saturdays as well, and the live analysis videos that we have on Wednesday nights. And look out for that tomorrow night. I think I'm still at the point of trying to suss out what I'm going to be doing tomorrow night, but it might be going in a more kind of vintage direction. I know that on the Wednesday night analysis we've been a little bit more modern, up to date, and maybe in the 80s and 90s, a little bit of 70s in there, but we might go back a little bit further for tomorrow night's live analysis. But I will post that event after this live stream, so then you guys can see who it's going to be and what we're going to be diving into tomorrow. So we are going to be jumping into the cover video for tonight. It's almost midnight here, so things are moving along a little bit. Let me just jump into the PayPal donations window, because we've had a donation come in from Beth for £16.94. Thank you so much for that, Beth. And the message is, good evening, Phil and fellow wingers. I'm late, but happy to be here. My question is, what have I missed so far? I'd like a play-by-play, laugh out loud, no worries, I'm just pulling your proverbials, rock, with a smiley face and some rock horns. So that's a little bit of a quote, a kind of quote from some of the real life stories, cartoons, just pulling my proverbials and also yanking my crank. That's another one that I just threw in there because I thought it sounded funny. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Beth. And I can see that another one has come in, and this is from Marge. for £2.03. Thank you for that, Marge. And that's a straight up donation without a message. And there's another one that's just come in from Lauren as well, and this is £5. Thank you for that, Lauren. And it's another straight up donation, and another one's just come in. And we have Mike here, and Julian, Toby, and Mike, as we know from the previous live stream. Hello, Phil. It is Mike, J-E-T. Glad you appear to be doing well. So thank you for that, Mike. And yeah, everything is fine. Just pushing forward, keeping on, going in the right direction with everything, really. Just live streams, just keep on pushing forward. That's the name of the game. The thing about the Sundays videos, or the Under the Spotlight videos, is that they do take quite a long time because of recording, getting the sound right, getting the performance on screen, also the graphics, all of the swishing and swooshing and things on the screen and getting it all the right size. It takes quite a long time to piece that all together to try and make it look professional. So yeah, it takes probably about 12 hours per video. So definitely on Sunday, it's just one of those days when I'm doing an Under the Spotlight video. It's pretty full on for the full day. I did actually start it a little bit earlier on Saturday night after the live stream, but then yeah, it was a full day on Sunday. So it's just pushing forward with that. There is going to be a little break until the next one. The next one's going to be the 6th of June, like I mentioned at the beginning of this live stream, with Taj Farrant that we will be looking at. And yes, it means that this Sunday will just be a standard analysis video, and that's a little bit easier. It only takes 6 to 8 hours for a standard analysis video, so it's not too bad. But thank you for that, Mike. And I can see another donation has come in, and this is from Richard, or Tortoro Porco, for £10.06. Thank you for that. And the message is, Tortoro Porco here, just received your signed CD. Love your penmanship. It's precise and pleasing, just like your guitar playing. Thanks for showcasing James Bell. I discovered that he wears earplugs because he experiences pain from even moderately loud sounds due to his meningitis, and he has a song named after one of the wingers, Lynn Do. So thank you for that. And I have listened to James's song called Lynn Do, and I even did a little comment on there. This is on James's Patreon, so make sure you head over to James Bell's Patreon page if you want to hear his song that's called Lynn Do. And I did a little, because I'm a patron of James's, and I did a little message underneath there just saying that if he needs any extra guitar parts or harmony vocals, then I'm available to add to that. But it's a really cool song, so have a listen to that if you do get a chance. And that is what Tortoro Porco is referring to there. But the penmanship on the CDs, this is the thing about writing on the CDs. I have to try and make sure I fit it into quite a small square, and hopefully when you receive it you can read what I'm writing. But it's a little bit unsturdy, trying to keep everything where it should be, but hopefully it's okay. And I do sign it in a pen as well, and sometimes my signature goes a bit wrong, but it means that everyone is unique, because every order that comes through at wingsofpegasus.com/music, the signed CDs, I sign them and send them off from here. Every CD order I send off from here, and I've got lots of CDs now in stock, which is great. And I received an email from the company that do the CDs and just kind of replicate them and send them out, and they said that they'd accidentally done 100 more than I had ordered, and they said that they'll give me a special rate because they've now got 100 Wings of Pegasus CDs by accident. They said that they'll give them to me for a cut price because I didn't order 100 more than I ordered, so that was great as well. So those arrived the other day, so I have more stock than I planned for, which is great. It means that it'll last a little bit longer. And yeah, if you want to get your hands on a CD, head over to wingsofpegasus.com/music. Yeah, I almost said /Wings of Pegasus, which would totally defeat the point of having wingsofpegasus.com. Anyway, so if you want to do that, you can do it. And like I said, I send them all out from here. And now in the UK, with COVID and everything, it's really starting to get back to almost normal, because we've now been told, I think, people are allowed to hug each other. I think that was the big news that I saw. And yeah, the numbers are well down on deaths, and I think infections are about the same maybe, or definitely down from where they used to be. But because it must be over half and well over half of the population are vaccinated now, it means that it isn't, fingers crossed, spreading at the moment. And this is why places can now open, and they're having live events where they're getting a lot of people. I think about 1,000 people can go and watch events. And I know that there's been crowds, or at least a small amount of crowd, at football matches, and there was at this snooker tournament that they had, the World Championship. So things are getting back to normal. Fingers crossed they will continue to here in the UK. So yeah, this is why now the CDs can get sent out, whereas before everything was closed, so I couldn't actually send them. But we're all back to normal now, pretty much, with the sending. So if you do want to get your hands on a CD, you can head over to wingsofpegasus.com. But thank you to Tordo Porco for that. And Steve has just jumped in with a £5 donation as well. Thank you for that, Steve. And the message is, what would you think of a variation of the Spotlight once every few weeks, featuring a video of a Wings of Pegasus members video of them playing? So thank you for that, Steve. And this is something I did mention, that at some point I would like to do that, start to feature not only professional players, but recreational players, and maybe just break it down the same way, give a little bit of insight into what's going on the fretboard. And yeah, the only thing is that even though, I mean, it would be featuring recreational players, it'll still take me the same, I'd want to do it in exactly the same way as I have done the video so far. So it'll still take about 12 hours, maybe a little bit longer, to get each one of those videos down. So I did say on Patreon that doing 2 Sundays back to back was a bit of a mission, because of the fact that, yeah, I did start it on Saturday night after the live stream, and then getting into Sunday is literally a full day until 2 a.m. and then releasing it. So yeah, it was a bit full on. So if I was now doing another one, it might be okay to be able to do maybe 2 Under the Spotlights a month. I know that doing them back to back is probably not feasible for me personally, just from a work standpoint of just having to put in so many hours, as well as everything else that I have to do with the comments and emails and keeping up to date with all that. Because of course, if you spend 12 hours making a video, that's 12 hours of not answering emails and comments and things, so it does really stack up. But maybe I can do the first Sunday of the month, and then maybe a couple of weeks after that, then do another version of Under the Spotlight. But we will see, because I do have a bit of a queue of guitarists that have agreed to do it, but also have recorded their solos, and I'm yet to actually feature them. So we've still got 2 or 3 months worth of standard Under the Spotlights to get through, and it might be the case that I have to do more than one a month if they start stacking up, rather than somebody sending in their solo and then me saying, oh thanks, you'll be featured in March of 2024, because there's so many when we're doing just once a month. So it might be the case that I have to up the amount that we do, but we will see. We'll just roll with the punches and see where we end up. But thank you for that, Steve. But that is certainly an idea that I would like to get going in the future, just looking at anybody and everybody under the spotlight, because I think it would just be interesting viewing, and something a little bit different. So thank you for that, Steve. And Amy has donated £10. Thank you for that, Amy. And the message is, hey Phil, love the guitar lessons, with a smiley face, a winking face. So thank you for that, Amy. I will get the guitar out, just go through those chords a little bit later on. But we will jump into the cover video tonight. Just while I mention these donations that have come in the super chat window, Tracy has donated $4.99. Thank you for that, Tracy. And Victor has donated $5 as well, and Victor says rock on. So thank you for that, Victor. Thank you guys for all of these very kind donations, and we might be just in time to see Victor's name going through the live chat room if anybody else comments. And there it goes. So that was almost perfect timing. We just needed some extra comments to push it up the list, but there it is. So we're now going to be jumping into the cover for tonight, and let me have a little look over on Patreon to see what was requested here, because I think it was mostly Behind Blue Eyes. At least that's what I have looked out to click the button in order to show it for you guys tonight, and Laurie has requested this, and Mary agreed to that as well. Let me see if I can find anybody else. Beverly requested Behind Blue Eyes, and Teresa as well. And I'm trying to think whether this was one of those covers that is copyright claimed. I'm not sure if it is or not, but anyway, it doesn't matter because they get the ad revenue from this live stream if I play it. So I think it's going to be okay, this one, but if the live stream gets blocked afterwards, that'd be a little bit of a pain, but hopefully this is okay. I know that the ZZ Top cover that I did is copyright claimed, and also the Parisian Walkways cover that I did, that's now copyright claimed as well, which means that they are, or at least at the record label, the audio of my cover is now registered with the record label that owned the song, or the publishing company that owned the song. So whenever somebody plays my cover of it, they get paid for it, which is absolutely fine, but it is a bit of a pain when those kind of things lead to a video getting blocked. So say, for example, I've done a cover of a song, and rather than the publishing company taking the money from the adverts on my cover, they then block it because it's a cover of their song. Fortunately, it doesn't happen a lot, but we will see what happens with this. Hopefully it'll be okay. I hope you guys enjoy it if it all goes through, and it's fine. If it's just a copyright claim, then that's absolutely fine, because it just means that the publishing company and the record label will just be making money from me playing this requested cover. But I'll see you guys after this. I hope you enjoy it. Rock!
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be fated, to telling only lies. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free. What it's like to feel these feelings like I do, and I blame you. No one bites back as hard on their anger. None of my pain or woe can show through. But my dreams, as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free.
Hello, Phil here. Thank you so much for watching my cover of Behind Blue Eyes by The Who. I hope you enjoyed it. The names that you can see going up the screen here are the names of my patrons, who I'd like to say a massive thank you to for their support and for making videos like this possible, and for making all my videos possible on YouTube. So thank you guys, your support is massively appreciated. If you want to join me and the gang over on Patreon, head to the link below, the little square link, click on that and that will take you through to the site. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock! And there we have it. That was my cover of Behind Blue Eyes by The Who, of course. And you might have noticed there that the middle eight, or the bridge as it's also called, I removed that and shoehorned in a guitar solo because I wanted to keep the feel of the cover in the same kind of place. I always found, or I thought that on the Who's version, or on the original, of course, that it's not a version, that the middle eight was such a departure from the rest of the song, but I just liked that kind of vibe and feel in the beginning of the song, and then, you know, either side of that middle eight and bridge. So I wanted to keep that the same and just put in a solo because I liked the idea of doing a solo over that same progression with the same kind of feel. So that's what I did on the cover, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's just a little bit different to the original, and that was requested over on Patreon, so thank you guys for doing that. And I can see that there has been a little bit of action in that PayPal donations window, so thank you guys for those, and in the super chat window as well. Michelle has donated $5. Thank you for that, Michelle. It's a straight up donation. And Orlando has donated $5 as well. Thank you again, Orlando. The message is, I really enjoy you under the spotlight. It is fascinating how these professional musicians give their take on your background track. So thank you for that, Orlando. And I can see that Tortoro Porco's just jumped in there with a $5 donation as well. So thank you for that, for doing multiple donations tonight over on Patreon, not Patreon, on PayPal and in Super Chat. So thank you for that, Tortoro Porco. And the message is, your guitar solo was sublime, so tasteful. So thank you very much for those kind words, and hopefully it was all right and I kind of got away with it. I think it's probably something that I can get away with it more because of the fact it was a totally different solo, and it's not me trying to copy a solo. So I think when you just do something, go in your own direction, then you can't really compare it to something else. So you get to put a little bit more artistic freedom and expression into it and just play the way that you play. But thank you for that. And Victor has donated $5. Thank you for that, Victor. And the message is, so if you react to your cover of those songs, you get paid, ? So no, I don't get paid for any cover that I do. It all goes to the publishing company or the record company, depending on who owns the copyright, or the writer. Sometimes, in rare cases, independent artists do own the copyright themselves and haven't gone through a publishing company. But if they were signed to a record label, then record labels all have publishing companies that are pretty much just in-house publishing companies, and they own those copyrights. So yeah, if you do a cover and you are monetized, if you have enough people watching that you can be monetized on YouTube, then the record company or the publishing company copyright claim your video and put adverts on it, so then they get revenue from those performances, from every single cover of people around the world doing their song on YouTube. And this is why it seems a bit silly that some publishing companies and record labels block their songs from being covered, because they could, I mean, there are millions of users on YouTube, so they could have millions of covers being played, and they could be earning a lot of money from each of those videos, having adverts put on them. And unfortunately, some songs just get blocked and you can't show them. And that has been the case with, obviously, the Eagles and Don Henley. Hotel California, that's one of those songs that I have covered, but it can't be released on YouTube, unfortunately. So yeah, it's a shame, but it's just an outright block on anybody doing that. And yeah, trying to get permission to do that is basically impossible to have any cover. The only reason that people can get away with it is if they've got a very small channel and it isn't a cover of the song or a full cover of the song, and sometimes they can use tiny bits of audio of the song and get away with it. But more often than not, I know that Don Henley himself has said that he's got a team of people constantly searching through YouTube to find any of his songs that are being used so that they can be blocked. So yeah, it does seem a bit silly to me, because it means that you're not only limiting your exposure to a whole new generation of music fans, but you're now missing out on potential income that is an income it's a passive income. You don't have to do anything. That money will be coming into your account from other people doing lots of covers, doing lots of videos, putting in a lot of hours to record it properly, upload it, and you will be getting money for that. But as I said, totally passive. That would just be rolling into your bank account. But they block it. I don't know why. But yes, so this is the thing, that on any kind of reaction video or analysis videos that I do, or any covers, the songs, if it's somebody else's song, that it gets copyright claimed. And this is something that it reminded me of a comment that I got, I think yesterday, where somebody said, oh, I know why you're jumping into the video, because sometimes I say I'm going to be jumping in about halfway to analyze a few things, and they said, I know why you're jumping in halfway, so you can take the ad revenue. So some people that haven't got a channel and don't know how it works might think that if you stop the video, it means that you somehow magically get money for the video, whereas if you let it play all the way through, you don't get money. Whereas it doesn't matter how long or how short you play the video for, you can play it all the way through. Sometimes I might jump in after 20 seconds or 30 seconds, but it still gets copyright claimed. There are bots that have the audio stored, and as soon as it sees maybe 5 seconds of that song and hears it, it analyzes it and knows the song instantly, and then it's copyright claimed. So unfortunately, that's if you're looking to try and make money from it and you're stopping the videos a lot, it's not going to work, because it's still going to get copyright claimed if you're playing it. You know, if you're playing it maybe 1 or 2 seconds, you might get away with it, but that would totally defeat the object of having an analysis video, of being able to actually listen to it and then break things down. But anyway, just reminded me of that. But anyway, thank you, Vance. It's Vance here in the UK. I'm just making sure the pronunciation here, we say our A's a little bit longer. Vance, it might be Vance Ray in the USA in terms of the pronunciation, but thank you, Vance, for the £13.56, that donation through PayPal. And I'm just going to scroll up because Sue has also donated £20, so thank you for that, Sue. And there has been another one that has come in, so thank you as well for Mike. From Mike it is £3.39, again another donation. Thank you for this. And the message is, second donation, it is Julian L. Nathan Toby III, family from Wales, arriving 1625 in Massachusetts, USA. Middle name is 2 words, an old family variation. Mike, the day I was born. Julian was not a good name in 1950s. Thanks, Jay Lennon. So thank you for that. We've got a bit of background on Mike's name and the different Julian Toby, for example, and the J.E. Toby that we had earlier on. So thank you, Mike, for that. A little bit of background. And I can see that Richard has donated $19.99 in the super chat window. Thank you for that, Richard. And the message is, thank you, Phil. I love your work. I'm proud to be a supporter of your channel. So thank you for watching, Richard, and thank you everyone for watching these live streams, but also just the videos in general on the channel, for hitting the thumbs up, for commenting, and for getting involved in the live chat room. Also, if you want to get involved over on Facebook, Wings of Pegasus Supporters is the group page that you want to be searching for over there, and then you can join in with that. You can look at all of the posts on there. That was where that post that I mentioned earlier from Dan was put, and also where the pictures are uploaded to. So if you want to jump over there, you can do, and this is something that is used by a lot of the people in the live chat room. A lot of these usual suspects in here hang out at the Wings of Pegasus supporters page over on Facebook, so head over there if you want to. And let's get into some pictures while I'm mentioning that page over there, because we do have a few uploads and picture uploads to look at. And thank you as well to Vince and Carla as well for throwing over some of those links so that I can pick up the pictures. And first of all, we need to get the background up on screen, and as always I have to go to a different section to find the pictures. But first of all, we have a picture of Sandy. I do believe this is Sandy's foot, and the TV, and Sandy's dog as well. And as you can see, that is a picture from a previous live stream. Some guy on the screen there, I don't know who he is, but thank you, Sandy, for uploading this picture. And next we have Beverly, who has pretty much every bit of merchandise on offer here, because we have the pick-tin, the let's see how they get on, Wings of Pegasus mug, the hoodie, it looks like the zipped hoodie, the t-shirt, and the album as well. So thank you so much for that, Bev, and for uploading that. But also you can see in the background some of the artwork on the show and the picture as well that Bev has drawn. I mean, I think probably, I know that Bev has done the, you can see Prince there, Van Halen, and another some guy again. But thank you so much for uploading that picture. But I know that those pictures in the background probably were self-drawn, so just fantastic artwork in the background. But also thank you for purchasing all of that merchandise, Beverly. And now we have the big unveiling of Mary's shoes that I built up earlier, because these are the first ever Wings of Pegasus, Wings of Pegasus sneakers, I guess you call them over in the USA. We would call them, I guess, trainers, but not really. They're more like Converse shoes, which I guess we can call them Pegasus shoes. So thank you, Mary, for getting these made in the first place, but also getting the kind of logo and the picture here so that we can enjoy them on the live stream. So the first ever Wings of Pegasus shoes, and I don't know what you guys would call them. Do you call them Converse as well over in the USA? Maybe it's a brand name, I think, for that type of shoe. But let me know in that live chat room whatever you guys call the shoes. But there we have pride of place on the live stream tonight. Wings of Pegasus shoes. I mean, they do look pretty cool. I don't think if you saw somebody wearing those down the street, you would think anything of them other than they are cool trainers or cool sneakers, whatever you call them, wherever you're from. But thank you so much, Mary, for uploading that, and also to Sandy and Bev as well for uploading your pictures. And let me just get everything back on screen, and here we are. So we are up to 221 likes tonight. Thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. If you haven't done that yet, you can do that now, and it's a great time to spike those likes. So what we will do is maybe jump into these chords that I was mentioning about the Under the Spotlight, and just what the guitarists are playing over the top of. Like I said, you can pick up that backing track over at wingsofpegasus.com/music. And by the way, I tell you what, I might try and do something fancy here. I don't know if this is going to work, but because I used that screen grab from earlier in order to look at Dan's post that he did on Facebook, I'm going to see if I can get over to my YouTube channel, even though I'm on the channel now, but maybe to look at the solo that, I don't know whether you guys could hear that, but I'm just testing to see if I can jump over to the video where James is playing his solo, so you guys can hear his solo on this live stream, but also you can hear the backing, or at least maybe hear a little bit of the solo over the backing, so when I play the chords it maybe makes a little bit more sense. But I'm gonna now try this, fingers crossed, because we've got a bit of extra time. We're not doing the pick roulette, so let's see if I can get, first of all, the background up on screen. And then we'll get the pick roulette without that on screen. And there's me. I think maybe you guys can see this video. I'm hoping that you guys can. It's not exactly centralized, which isn't very good. I don't know why it's not centralized, but let me see if I'll tell you what, I'm going to play the video so you can listen to some guy speaking, and then the solo with James Bell's solo on it as well. And I might try and move it to the middle of the screen if I can figure out even how to do that. I don't know how that's going to be possible, but we will see. Actually, I might have found it. Let's click on that. Let's grab that. Here we go. As if by magic, we're in the middle of the screen. This is probably the most advanced thing I've ever done on a live stream, playing a video whilst doing a video. But let's see if this actually works, and hopefully you guys can hear it. I'm going to assume that you can. Let's see. He has in store for us as he goes under the spotlight. And there we have it. I think that might have actually worked. It might have been a little bit loud, but now that I can do that, maybe on these live streams I can figure out to do a recap of maybe some videos that we've been doing in the week. I know that a lot of people sometimes struggle to keep up with the videos and the Wednesday live analysis, the live streams, the other analysis videos that I do on a Friday and a Sunday, sometimes when Under the Spotlight happens as well. So it might be the case now that I can do a little recap of what we've had each week. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe because we've got a little bit more time on the live streams, because, and by the way, 234 it was, it's now 235. I always point out 234 for some reason because I think it's funny. I don't know why I find it funny. It's 234. But anyway, back to what I was saying. You can see how easily distracted I am by things on the screen. So it might be the case that I can do a little recap of what's happened during the week if we have enough time during the live stream and we don't have a pick roulette. But anyway, that's the video that happened on Sunday. So check that out on the channel. That was James's solo, and you can check out my analysis of that, breaking down some techniques. But I'm going to now grab the guitar and hopefully maybe play the chords if I can remember the chords. I've just listened to it with you guys, so I think maybe the volume was a little bit loud there, so I tried to turn it down while the video was playing. If you saw or you heard the volume decrease, because I was getting some what looked like clipping levels on the software that I'm using. So hopefully that was okay. But anyway, I'm gonna have to sacrifice the live chat room in order to play through this, and hopefully you can see my right hand. Let me maybe remove that. So here we go. The chord progression is E minor. This is a memory test, so we have our E minor, F, and then we're into a C, and the C major 7th sus2. Love that chord. E minor, F, A minor, G, D minor, E minor, F, E minor, F, and to a G. So that was the order in case... Oh, hang on, we've got the roulette music going because I was using the roulette screen capture to play that video. So that's something I'm going to have to think about in the future. I'm going to have to reorganize the software. So let's go through that again, just in case you couldn't hear my guitar. Hopefully it does look like it's coming through. So now without the backing music, we had the E minor, F, shortest memory in history, C, C major 7 sus2, E minor, F, A minor, G, D minor, E minor, F, E minor, F, ending with the G. So those are your chords, and then once you get to there, back again. I keep playing it. So that is the progression that's going on underneath the solos that you hear on Under the Spotlight. Obviously here I'm playing a little bit of a workaround because it was played on the piano rather than guitar, but to get the... I'm just kind of simulating what's happening on the piano. Like that. Anyway, hopefully you guys can hear that, and now you've got that progression, so you can maybe play it on the guitar if you want to. I was thinking about recording the guitar, or at least that kind of thing with the piano, but I think the piano just by itself probably sounds a little bit better, and I didn't want to kind of oversaturate the guitar on Under the Spotlight so that you have a lead guitar. And also, I mean, with that backing track, I've said to everyone that they can do whatever they want with it. So if they wanted to play some guitar chords and record that maybe in the left channel or right channel, and then add that to their performance, then that's possible as well. At the moment, we've just had guitarists playing their solo just down the middle straight, and I think that's probably how most people will approach it. But yeah, I was thinking about adding in a little bit of that rhythm, but I just left the guitar out because I thought it just sounded better just with piano. But anyway, those are the chords if you guys want to play through it, or maybe play some rhythm along with the Under the Spotlight, or if you just want to record those chords and then play over the top. So you now have them. So Orlando has donated $2. Thank you for that, Orlando, in that super chat window, and the message is, we call them sneakers in the US. So thank you. And yeah, I thought that was the word for kind of trainers. It's just that here, I think Converse, when you say that, people then know the design of the shoe, kind of like saying high tops. Even though you get different brands, but high tops are that classic kind of 80s design going up the ankle that a lot of people know as well. I don't know whether Converse and high tops, for me, high tops seem to be like a little, or at least in my mind, they're a little bit more padded, a little bit fuller than Converse are quite thin shoes. But anyway, thank you for that, Orlando. And Orlando has donated $2 again and says, I am behind in the video, with a laughing face. So maybe Orlando has paused the video and now he's catching up, or yeah, he's maybe seeing things a little bit late. But thank you for that again, Orlando. And there has been another donation in the PayPal window, so let me just try and first of all find where I am, and I'm just going to scroll up because we have had a CD order. So thank you so much for this, and I'll get this up on screen. Hopefully it's still going to work. And there we have it. So this was a sale to Bonnie. So thank you for that, Bonnie. And the message was, thank you, Phil. And thank you, Bonnie, for buying my album at wingsofpegasus.com/music if you want to get your hands on one of those yourself. And I know now that we get the confirmation email, so let me scroll through that so you guys don't have to be bothered about all of those details. So thank you for buying that, Bonnie. So where are we? Oh, it's 10 past 1 here in the morning already, and let me get you guys back up on screen just for the end of this live stream. Hopefully the live chat room is up on screen. I have been experimenting a little bit tonight, so a few issues is the backing music that comes up on screen when we get the roulette picture, or at least the roulette screen capture. So that's something that I would have to work out how to unpair that for a live stream when we don't have a pick roulette, but still to use that pick roulette capture screen. Maybe I can design another capture screen. Anyway, this is all technical stuff for me to be working on in the future, and not to be bothering you guys with live on a stream. So let me get into the final video for tonight, which has been requested over on Patreon. Let's have a little look what we've got. There's Constantia who requested Amelia, and Orlando did as well, Deborah did as well, and Lisa, and Beverly, and let me have a little scroll down. Michelle requested this as well, and Lucy, and Trish. So a lot of Amelia tonight. So let's have a little look, see if first of all I can find it, and I think I have. I hope you guys enjoy this one. It's my song called Amelia. It's going to be the acoustic / live version of it, but technically not live because I had to record myself and then record myself again. I think I explained this all at the beginning of the video. So I'll see you guys after this, and I hope you enjoy it. Rock! Alright, Phil here, Wings of Pegasus, and I had a little bit of spare time, so I thought I'd whip down an acoustic version of a track called Amelia, which will be on the album once it comes out. Now I've decided to sit on the squeakiest chair ever. Hopefully that won't affect it too much. Now the idea that I've got in my head is to play along like a version now, and then play along to that version afterwards, and then hopefully sort of sync it up somehow. But it should work. In my head, I think it's going to be fine. So let's see. Lost forever under all this emptiness. Each time I try to get inside, you're on my own, no time for talking. Amelia, Amelia, how could you leave me on this way? I knew I should have stayed away. Amelia, Amelia, there's nothing more left to say. It's time to go our separate ways. They say that time is a healer. I don't believe what they say. I'm broken anyway. Ever since we parted, started, it's never ending. Under all this emptiness, each time I try to get inside, you're on my own, no time for talking. Amelia, Amelia, how could you lead me on this way? I knew I should have stayed away. Amelia, there's nothing more left to say. It's time to go our separate ways. Don't tell me you love me when you're sorry. It's not enough, ooh no. Only this time I woke and broke. Cheers. And there we have it. That was my song called Amelia. I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and you can pick that up over at wingsofpegasus.com/music, and you can get my album there. It's called Persistence. And the good thing about that is that I could almost play along. It was in different tuning on the guitar that I was playing, so it meant that when I was trying to now play here, going or I've now got to move it all around. There's actually some cool little fills that I was playing on that acoustic guitar, which I was working through as well, because sometimes you forget what you did. But yeah, that classic sus2. Fill. And so on and so forth. So this is the other thing. If people are watching that video trying to play along, they'll notice that it's a different tuning. It's actually in E flat, so then you have to shift everything up. So it means that when you get to the chorus, you're going to have to be playing everything in flat. Anyway, yes, so that is how that goes. But it's the first time that there's been a video on and I've actually had my guitar out and I could play along. And I was thinking about maybe putting it really low down in the mix so that people could hear it and think, oh, what? There's another guitar somewhere. But that would just really confuse people. Anyway, it has been interesting to try a few things differently here tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream, the pictures. Thank you guys for joining me. It is 17 minutes past 1 here, so we're going to be calling it a day, but we've had a little bit of an explanation of guitar tab, trying to read it, playing what was on there, and also the backing of Under the Spotlight. So we have had a little bit of guitar action tonight, and that is something that now that I know that that can work, maybe looking at videos, we'll just roll with the punches and see what happens in the future with the live streams. But if we have more time, as we do at the moment without the pick roulette, we can start just shoehorning in different segments that I just decide on the night that we can do. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me, and let's finish the live stream with you guys up on screen. But also, let me just get into the... Let's move this forward a bit so that I can actually now click on everything and not too far away from the computer. So Linda Z has donated in the PayPal window, so thank you so much for that, Linda Z. And I'm just going to get that up on screen because we are about to finish. It's almost 20 past 1 here in the morning. Linda has donated £5. Thank you for that, Linda Z. The message is, was stuck at work and wouldn't you know it, I finally log on and see I'm missing you play guitar and talking about Under the Spotlight. Oh well, catch up crew again for me. I'll try not to be too grumpy. So thank you for that, Linda Z. And there was a little bit of guitar tonight, not a lot of guitar tonight. I mean, well, 100% more than normal on the live streams, but normally we aren't jam-packed with things. But I think we've pretty much got through everything. We did have pictures tonight, so we've been quite efficient. I don't know how I've been so efficient tonight with working our way through everything, but also to mention that Deborah has donated £6.78. Thank you for that, Deborah. The message is, appreciate your analysis videos where you spotlight a songwriter and a storyteller. Reviewed Gordon Lightfoot's wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald. Just had to go and learn more about the story. Thanks. So thank you for that, Deborah, and thank you for checking out that particular video. It is one of those where the song definitely does have a lot of meaning attached to it, and a lot of meaning for a lot of people who were touched and part of that tragedy that happened. So thank you for that, Deborah. And guys, check that video out if you do have a chance. It's definitely worth your time, but also listening to the song and just looking into the story, because that's something that I think when I was doing that analysis video, it's something that you start obviously with the song, looking at the chord progression, looking at the performance, but then you, and I certainly did, start getting into the story and looking into it. And yes, it's definitely worth your time if you have a chance to check out the composition, but also what it refers to with that story. So thank you, Deborah, for that donation, and thank you for the donations in the super chat window, the PayPal window, everybody tonight. And Mike has just donated $5 in the super chat window. Thank you for that, Mike. And the message is, did you ever do something on the guitar that you didn't even know how you did it? So thank you for that, Mike. And sometimes there might be a particular line that you play, or something that you then have to work out yourself because you just did it. Because sometimes when you are singing through the guitar and you're just going with whatever you're doing, you're not really that conscious of it until you listen to it back, and then you think, oh, that was quite cool, what did I play there? And then you have to work out what you did yourself. So there are sometimes notes that you throw together that you don't necessarily, or you aren't really aware of consciously when you're doing it, but then when you listen to it back consciously and you analyze it, then you think, oh, that's quite cool, what did I do there, how did I do that? So yes, it does happen, and that's the great thing about just kind of going with the flow and playing how you play. Sometimes you'll just come up with things in the spur of the moment that you then later reflect on and think, oh, that was really cool, that line that I played. Even though it's not one of your lines that you might have pre-rehearsed or a subconscious run, you can come up with such great stuff consciously, just letting yourself go and just rolling with a backing track. And this is why it's so great to just be creative and let that subconscious mind just roam free, so that you're consciously singing and subconsciously coming up with stuff in the background as well. So yes, it does happen. But thank you for that, Mike. Like that little fill that I wouldn't play if I was playing that on acoustic guitar. I wouldn't be playing the fill. It just so happened that because I had a second guitar part, that I just came up with some extra little fills and hammer-ons and pull-offs like that. Minor seventh, hammer on, pull off down to the sus2 like I had there. So yeah, just an extra little thing to throw in there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. We are going to be calling an end to the live stream, but it has been an interesting one. We've been doing a few different little things, but it's good that I'm starting to push the boundaries of what can be achieved with the live streams, and hopefully we can open up for a few more things on the live streams, maybe playing or looking at videos, or maybe doing a recap, like I said, of the week's videos, because a lot of people do lose track of how many videos have been released that week and the under the spotlights and all that kind of stuff. So thank you as well to Brian, who has just donated $9.99 right at the end of the live stream. The message is, keep up the good work. So thank you for that, and I will try my best. We'll keep on moving forward, pushing forward, and see where we end up. But we are going in the right direction, and it's great as well that people are checking out the Under the Spotlight videos, because those are the videos that, no matter what happens on YouTube with copyrights and all that stuff, I can definitely keep those going, because it's all original material. With the backing track, with the guitarists that are featured with their solos, it's just 100% original, which is great, because it means we can just push forward with it and not have to worry about any copyright blocks or copyright claims and any copyright strikes even. So yeah, I mean, that would be a sad place to be if YouTube was striking channels for that kind of thing, but we are fully okay for the future. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night for the live analysis, and I will create that event slightly later tonight, so you guys will be able to see what that video is going to entail, who we'll be looking at. But we are going to be doing a standard analysis video on Friday night, and then Sunday night, and live streaming Saturday night, of course. So if you're available on Saturday night, then I'll see you guys there. Thank you for joining me, everyone, and for the donations as well. And I just want to have a quick check to make sure that I am up to date with the PayPal donations, which I am. So thank you, everyone, for those. And I just have a double check to make sure that every one of those was highlighted, and it was. So that is good. Thank you, everybody, for the super chat donations as well. As I said, I'm going to be back here again tomorrow night, and that's going to be 12 midnight, same time as I live stream on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So hopefully I'll see you then if you are available. If not, I'll see you on Friday night and then Saturday night for the live stream if you're available then. Thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. Stay as safe as possible. Follow your government's guidelines with wearing masks and all that kind of stuff, keeping your distance socially, and hopefully things will improve where you are. They are improving here in the UK, but I'll see you guys at the next one tomorrow night. If I don't see you then, I'll see you at another video later on in the week. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys later. Rock!